Hey, Tomia, what is your definition of lockdown?
ロックダウン、ロックダウンの意味は、完全に外に出れない。
Okay. Are we in a lockdown now?
No, we are not locked down now.
Okay, that's what I thought because the government here has declared a state of emergency
Yes.
for the pandemic. But I hear a lot of foreign people saying lockdown, we're under lockdown. And I didn't think this is a lockdown either.
No, this is not lockdown.
Right, because most businesses, a lot of businesses are closed, but a lot of businesses are still open. And it's not mandated that you have to close. It's just kind of up to the business owner whether you want to or not. So...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to ask your opinion. Shall we start our podcast?
Yes.
All right. Hello, friends, and welcome to CrossTalk FM. This is an English and Japanese bilingual freestyle podcast and video podcast. In this podcast, we explore cross-cultural themes and some latest trends in our respective countries, which are
Japan.
And the USA. I'm Andrea.
I'm Tomoya.
Yay!
Hello.
Yay.
Yeah.
So we always start out saying this is a freestyle podcast. And
What is the meaning of freestyle?
yeah, just that we don't translate each other's every single thing. We do have a script. We do have a template that we work from. But we just basically talk naturally and kind of ad-lib as we go along. But we don't I don't feel like I have to translate what Tomiya says in Japanese and English. And he doesn't translate my English into Japanese. Maybe a few things here and there. But in general, not the whole thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. So you're not wearing your headphones. What happened?
今日はね、ちょっと No headphone style でやってい
Really?
ます。
Should I take mine off?
Oh, you can.
Why'd you take yours off?
というのが every episode is experiment for me, for us,
Okay.
actually. So,
True, that's true.
so your guys might have seen different, light setup or microphone setup. Microphone is probably same, but the background maybe is different sometimes.
Well, and we should talk about that. This studio is makeshift. This is basically the backyard to our physical cafe. And we are in the process of reforming this room into a proper studio.
Yes.
So you can see we've got spackling and putty on the walls. We're going to paint this hopefully tomorrow, actually. So next time, it should be a different color.
そうなんです。
Yeah.
うちのレコーディングスタジオをね、DIY して、いろいろ、もうちょっと使いやすい形、もうちょっと見た目的にもね、綺麗な形にしようとしているところでございまして、で、今日僕がヘッドフォンしてない理由、the reason why I don't wear headphone is because I sometimes mumble, as you know.
On the podcast, I think you're okay.
But I hear my voice clearly and louder with my headphone.
Yeah.
And my voice tone goes lower and smaller when I put on the headphone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
そうだからヘッドフォンをしてるとね、ちょっとやっぱり声が聞こえすぎちゃう部分があるので、
Okay.
自分の声がね、実は低いも、低くもなってたし、この小さくなってた。
Okay. I mean, that's a good reason. I just wondered because I had my headphones on and it looked kind of dorky. I don't mind. Wearing headphones is fine with me. But I noticed last time we did this last week, I was wearing my headphones and I had on some really big chunky earrings and my hair was down and it just got really itchy. And I was trying to not scratch because, we're on camera.
Right.
And so it was a very long, 我慢しないと. I have to wait. Don't touch your, because my ears were itchy from having all this stuff on my ears. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Andrea-san.
Yes.
How this room is going to be in a few weeks later.
Well, hopefully tomorrow I'm going to paint this back wall. And we both like dark colors, I think. So we spent a little bit of time looking at paint samples online, and we ordered I think it's a very beautiful dark gray, like a slate gray color that's going to go on the wall. back here. I would like to paint these doors here also on my side. And there's actually one that's off screen on Tomia's side too back here. I'd like to paint those a light gray, just like for an accent, because they're kind of an ugly, faded cream color.
Yes.
And we'd like to get some carpet on the floor, which, won't be visible, but it will help absorb the echo in this room, right?
Yes.
So either full carpet on the floor or partial carpet. I'm kind of going for full carpet.
Oh.
And then we've got some plants back here that we already have, but we'd like to get some bigger, like showpiece plants and maybe some like decorative items in here as well. Haven't decided on that though.
そう、まだまだ、そのね、DIY を考えている途中でございます。
Yeah, I think like for the decor, I think you prefer kind of chic, modern, like sophisticated plain things, right? Am I right? Or no?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And I like that stuff too, but I also like really colorful ethnic stuff. Like, we probably won't do it, but I would love to have a Turkish lamp here. Okay, we're not going to do it. Just because they're so beautiful. And it'd be like a great showstopper piece. Or, some like really cool, colorful chairs. Or, something that has some color to go against the really dark wall. But we'll see, because we have little different taste in that regard.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Turkish lamp is a bit colorful, right?
They're very colorful.
Yeah, very colorful.
They're very colorful. They're beautiful. And I've been wanting one actually for a few years, but I don't really have anywhere. I mean, I do have somewhere in my house to put it, but my husband would just say, no way. So I've kind of resisted. But if we could have one here, that'd be great. We'll see how it goes, though. Probably not, but it's an idea. It's just my idea.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. Anyway, just get the wall painted, get the color on, and then that will kind of even out, this weird lighting, I think. And then I think you're going to get some new lights, maybe? Maybe not?
New light. Oh, I'm thinking about it still.
Okay.
But, the problem is not only interior. We still have equipment. It's a cheap equipment, but it's not stable.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we don't have a place to put our laptop here.
Yeah.
And the light is unstable. The tripod is very, very slim and thin.
Yeah, like when the light's on, it gets very top heavy. It's heavy on top, right?
そういった安全のための理由もあって、ちょっとね、この部屋をもう少し綺麗にしたいというか、
Okay.
リ
Yeah,
ノベーションしたいね。
Yeah, so you'll be doing like the safety aspect and the equipment, the lighting and the equipment, and I'll take care of the looks while I consult you, because I don't want to buy anything that you don't like or that you really don't feel good about. Yeah. Because I want it to look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I want to have a nice studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are we going to talk about today, Andrea-san?
Well, I think you wanted to talk about phone booths, or like public telephones.
Payphones.
Yeah, payphones. And
公衆電話.
Yeah, and at first I was like, what? Why? So why did you choose this topic?
Because. So これはちょっと前のニュースで見たんですけども、日本に今、パブリックフォン、payphone、公衆電話が何台あると思いますか? Do you guys know how much payphones in Japan? All over Japan.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I think it's not very many. Because I remember when I first came to Japan, there were payphones everywhere, like literally everywhere. And I remember seeing them. And now that you mention it, I never see them. I don't think I've seen a payphone in years.
そう、僕もどこに公衆電話があるかって聞かれたら、はっきり言って分かんないので、今もうスマホ、携帯をね、みんな使うから。
Yeah.
で、そのニュースっていうのが、今度の、ちょっといつかは忘れたけど、来年か、今年の終わりか分かんないけど、もうすぐ日本にある公衆電話の数が、3分の1になる というニュースがありまして。
Wow, that's a big reduction because there's already not very many now, I suspect.
で、今じゃあ何台あるのかっていうと、11万台 ?11 万台ぐらいは、11,000
Yeah.
public phone
Yeah.
in Japan?
Yeah.
それ11万台あるんです。で、
Wow, okay.
それが数が3分の1だからだいたい4万台になるっていうことなんですけども、
Wow.
これってすごくないですか？
Yeah, so we're going from, how many did you say? You said 11,000 in Japan. 11,000 payphones cutting down to 4,000.
そうです。
That's a pretty big reduction.
11,000だってね。
Yeah.
はい。
So who decided this?
NTT?
Okay, and they control all the public phones in Japan?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay, okay.
だからもう今この NTT が今赤字で経営してるらしいんです。そのパブリックフォンのことにね、関しては。
Okay.
なので意味もあって電気代とかね、いろいろ経費がかかるから、まあ、ちょっと削減していこうっていうことのニュースを見まして、
Okay.
でじゃあ僕その時に How about America? って思ったんです。
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's why you chose this topic. Okay.
Right.
Actually, I don't know because I haven't lived in America in a very long time. I haven't been there. I haven't even visited in more than 10 years. But I did a little bit of research. However, some of the sources I looked at gave different numbers. Some newspaper sources, online newspapers, said that there were only about 50,000 left in all of America. But then other sources like Wikipedia said there are 100,000, which is double. So I don't actually know how many there are. But one interesting thing I found is that New York City has been changing their public phone booths, like actual booths, to free Wi-Fi kiosks. So even if you don't have Wi-Fi in your home or at your workplace, you can go to a kiosk and use Wi-Fi for free. And apparently the Wi-Fi in these kiosks is really, really strong. It's quite fast. And you can hook up about 250 devices to one Wi-Fi kiosk at a time. So a lot of people can use it at one time.
200?
250.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it free?
It's free, yes. And they've already done, I think, about 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, all over the city. I mean, New York's a huge city, so.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
じゃあその公衆電話の形をしたじゃない、キオスクか。
Kiosk,
キ
yeah.
オスクの形をした、Wi-Fi ステーションが
Yeah.
あちこちにあるっていう。
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of a nice service, actually, that has been, implemented by New York City.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Do you know, Andrea-san, how many payphones, public phone in US, all over US?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just said, I don't really know because some sources, some things I looked at said 50,000 and some said 100,000, which is double. But I don't know actually how many. And I couldn't find anything really current. But I did find out that like it's actually not very expensive in America to keep a public phone running, like operational. So even if like 3 people use the phone a day, only 3 people, and they average about 50 cents, which is about 50 yen, if they use about 50 cents per call, that is considered sustainable. Like the phone company won't take the phone out.
Okay.
It's that cheap to run. So it's actually quite good like in emergency situations. Yeah. When like everyone's electricity is out, which happened recently in Texas, right? They had no electricity in the winter. Or like hurricanes, natural disasters. It's very good to have a public phone nearby.
Right.
Yeah.
じゃあ3回電話を誰かが使うと、とりあえず残すと。
Yes.
で、
It's considered sustainable.
サステイナブル残すことね。
Yeah.
まあその日本のじゃあことはどうなんだいってちょっと実はさっき調べたんですけども、日本の場合は4000円 未満だと撤去するらしいです。撤去というか廃止になるらしいです。
4,000 円 per day?
4,000円per day? I guess. Let me check.
Because that's kind of a lot, I think.
4,000円 I think, yeah, 4,000円 per month?
Oh, per month.
I guess, yeah.
Per month. Okay, well, if it's per month... Let me just do a quick calculation, like what it would be per month in America.
Per month.
It's per month. Okay.
Yes.
Let's just do a quick calculation on like what that is in America. So in America, it's 50, about 50 cents, 3 calls. So that's $150 yen times how many days in a month? Like let's say 30. It's about the same.
Oh, it's about the same.
Yeah, 4,500 yen. So it's about the same, yeah.
ということは日本も1日150円、だいたい100円か150円、使われてるとその公衆電話は残すってことだね。
But I think it's cheaper in Japan to use a public payphone. Because how much is like the beginning fee? It's like 10 yen or something?
10 yen, yes.
For how long? Like 30 seconds or 1 minute?
10 yen is for 30 seconds or 50. I don't really remember.
I don't remember either. My kids used to use like their telephone cards at school to call me, but I don't remember.
10円で
10円から使えるよね。
何秒 ?30 秒かね。確か100円で1分だった気がするんだけど。
Okay, so it's kind of expensive then. I thought it'd be...
あれちょっと覚えてない。Sorry.
I think in America, for 1 minute, it's about 25 cents. So that's about 25 yen for 1 minute. So if someone's using like just 2 minutes worth of phone call, they're paying 50 yen. That's pretty short, actually. But that doesn't include like emergency calls, right?
10円でかけられる時間も短くなったらしいですね。
Oh, really?
In 2019.
So that's like not time related, just it's 10 yen to make a call.
10 yen is from public phone to the phone in your house.
Okay.
Is 40 seconds. No. 39.5 seconds.
Well, let's say 40. About 40 seconds. About.
ってことは1分もないってこと。40秒ぐらいですね。
Okay.
はい。
Okay.
で、短くなってたんだって思って。
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Because of the tax rise.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
10円に税金がかかってたんだね。
Okay, that makes sense. Wow, that's a bit cheap, but I can't complain because like America does the same, I'm sure.
10円ででもそうか30秒だと思ってたけど40秒なんだね。
Wow. So like in Japan, you said you haven't seen a payphone for a long time, but what sorts of places can you find them? I'm thinking like stations.
Convenience store?
Yeah, convenience stores. Lots of convenience stores in Japan. That's true.
But not every convenience store.
Yeah, I'm going to like look for one on the way home just to see if I can see one.
Where you can find a public phone?
Airport, maybe?
Airport, yes, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same in America. It's usually the airport for sure. They'll have a huge row of them in the airport. Not like convenience stores, but maybe like cheap, like all-in-one kind of shops, like Walmart or Target, where it's kind of like one stop. You buy everything there. They'll usually have vending machines and payphones in the entranceway. Other than that, I don't know, but I think we can find payphones like in poorer parts of town where poorer people live, because a lot of poor people in America actually don't have mobile phones. So they need to use public phones to call relatives, or a lot of people are immigrants, actually, like they're from other parts of the world. Especially, we have a lot of immigrants from South America and Central America and Mexico. And so for people like that who are immigrants, they can't get, if they're illegal, they can't get a cell phone. They can't get a mobile phone. And so they end up using payphones. But actually, payphones are cheaper to make international calls than mobile phones. So like if they're calling someone, in their own country, it's cheaper to use a payphone.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll find maybe payphones in neighborhoods where a lot of immigrants live.
I see.
Yeah. But I found something interesting about Japan's phones.
What is it?
I haven't seen it for a long time, but you could buy these like really pretty cards.
テレフォンカード。
Yeah. Tereka?
テレカ。懐かしい。
Yeah, right? It's very natsukashi. I haven't seen one in years, but I remember they used to have like all different designs and photos on them, and people would collect them. They were like collector's cards, right?
Yeah, that's a collector's item.
Did you ever collect those when you were younger?
I've never collected.
Really?
I've ordered the card I wanted to get from like an anime shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
なんかアニメの僕、アニメが好きなんですけど、その僕の好きなアニメの絵が載ったテレフォンカードを、買ったことが1回、2回あるかなっていうぐらいですね。
Yeah, I can imagine you doing that as a child. Yeah.
ね。
Very cute. Very cute.
でも I think younger Japanese people doesn't know what tereka is.
Really? I'm going to ask some people.
Yeah, because
if I can. But I don't know if that's true because like my sons are quite young. They're 20 and 16.
Does he know telephone card?
Yeah. Because there was a public phone in their elementary school. And if they had some problem and they had to call home, like, Mom, come get me, I'm sick, or I don't want to walk home today, come pick me up, they had to use a telephone card to call. They were not allowed, I think they were allowed to have like 20 yen. So they could have 20 yen in coins or a telephone card. So I tried to just have them carry a telephone card. So they know what it is. But I don't know if all schools had that. Yeah. Our school had that.
ああ。っていうのはその最近のリサーチではそのヤングピーポーはその 20% ぐらいが公衆電話の存在自体を知らないっていう、
Really?
Yeah. いう調査そのニュースでちょうど一緒の時に見て、だから 20% って結構な数字じゃないですか。
Well, I guess maybe not everyone had one in their elementary school then.
I think it because you live in countryside.
Yeah.
But like the people, young people who lives in the urban city, like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya.
Yeah.
I think they don't need to use a public phone.
Probably not.
Yes.
Well, and actually you have a point because our area is like really quite rural and like from our house, like our school district is huge. So like we live on the edge of the school district, and then for the kids to walk from there to the school, it's over 2 kilometers. It's quite far. And then for small children, like little kids, it's really far for them. And they have, their heavy backpacks and all their equipment. So a lot of kids they want to call their mom and say, Mom, come pick me up. I can't walk today. So the teachers like nip that in the bud. Like, they're like, okay, you're supposed to walk. If you really can't walk, you can call, but you can't use the teacher's phone.
Why?
Because then the teachers would never get their work done. They'd just be dealing with little kids crying about having to walk home all day. So I think maybe that's why they put the phone in the school to discourage children from calling their moms and getting picked up.
That's kind of strict.
Kind of, yeah, kind of.
厳しいですね。
And like they can't just go and use the payphone freely. They have to ask their teacher, and the teacher has to say yes or no. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's because it's a rural school.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah, that's a very good guess, and I think it's probably correct. Yeah.
すごいね。ということで日本からもどんどんなくなっていくし、4万台ぐらいに減らしていくって言ってたし、でもまだ 必要なんですね。ゼロにはならないっていうのは、Do you know why they don't erase whole public phone? Because they have a reason.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna guess that it's maybe an emergency thing, kind of like the American.
はい。
Like, yeah, because like in emergencies, people can't charge their phones. There's no Wi-Fi service.
Exactly.
And you need to be able to call,
Yes.
you know, like for an ambulance or, you know, whatever.
そう。まあそれが正解なんです。アンドレさん、正解。
I win. Yay, I get a point.
You got 1 point.
1 point, yeah. Towards what? I don't know.
で、じゃあ、エマージェンシーコールで使えるんですけど、僕使ったことないけど、もうお金入れなくても使えるし、
okay, yeah.
で、なんかあれって他の地域というか周りが停電になっても公衆電話は停電にならないらしいです。
That's really cool. That's very cool.
なんか別の回線というかラインでつながってるらしい。
Oh, that's really cool. I wonder if it's the same in America. I have no idea, but
probably the same.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the price is about the same. And the number of a public phone is about the same.
Yeah.
Even America has huge land, but
yeah, actually, it's quite big.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of, like, we have a huge country, like, land mass-wise, but a lot of it is countryside where people don't live. With Japan, though, most land that is habitable is filled with houses and apartments and mansions and businesses. Yeah. So, I mean, even though we're big, it doesn't mean anything. It just means we're not using our land. It's mostly farming. Yeah.
そうね、すごい。
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
まあそういうことでね、今度なくなってきますっていうことなんですけども。
It's kind of sad though.
It is.
It's like the end of an era, kind of.
Before we start, I have asked you about, do you have any story related to public phone? But you said no.
No, I mean, I vaguely remember as a very small child playing in a phone booth, like opening the door, closing the door, because it's kind of the doors are kind of like an accordion. So it's for little children, it's kind of fun to open it, close it, open it, close it, open it, close it, to see how it works. I vaguely have a memory of doing that. I must have been really small though, because I haven't seen a phone booth actually in years.
フォンブースね。
Yeah. Like we don't have those anymore, hardly.
いや、で、日本って公衆電話、まあいろんなタイプがあるけど、フォンブース、まあ公衆電話も一緒か。アメリカでもあるんでしょ
？Phone booth.
Phone booth.
I think we used to. Like I said, I remember having them when we were children. I remember seeing them. But in general, nowadays, no. Like the phone is just attached to a wall. Or it'll be like on a pole with a little box over the top of it. But it's not like a full booth where you can go in and close the door, usually.
っていうことは、America has no phone booth?
There might be a few, but I think those are becoming a thing of the past. I think they're getting rid of those.
でも僕はアメリカの映画とかでスーパーマンが着替えるために
That's true. Yeah.
公衆電話のフォンブースの中に入って着替えるパパパパって着替えて、で飛び出していくっていうのを
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Clark Kent did get in the phone booth and turn into Superman. But I don't think
あれはないんですか？
今頃はないね。
Are they lying?
No, I mean, I think we did have them in the past, but recently, no.
どこに行ったんですか？
I think they were just, like whoever, like the phone companies. Like in Japan, it's just NTT. In America, it's several companies because the country is too big to have a national phone company. It's several phone companies that manage the public phones.
Yeah.
And I think they just did away with it because, I mean, this is going to sound kind of bad, but like homeless people get inside and they close the door and they won't come out. And they live inside there. So then no one can use the phone. Or like people do bad things in there, like, you know, pee or poo or throw trash in there. And it just gets dirty and disgusting and no one can use the phone. So instead of having like a room that you walk into and you close the door, they just put them out in public so that people can't do bad things. Yeah.
ってことはもう 現代社会ではスーパーマンはもうフォンブースでは着替えれないんですね。
Yeah, I wonder what he would do. I mean, everyone knows what a phone booth is. Like, if you show me a picture, I wouldn't even think about it. Oh, yeah, a phone booth, fine, no problem. But everyone knows what it is. But, like, if you ask me when was the last time I saw one, like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, I don't know. Like, I got 45 years ago, maybe. Like, I don't remember.
マジっすか。
Yeah, I mean, I think they're kind of becoming obsolete.
Obsolete.
Yeah.
知らなかったね。
Yeah. But Japan doesn't really have phone booths either, do they?
We used to have a phone booth.
Really?
Yeah. あれありますよね。まだ、多分。
Really? Well, I know there's one down the street, but there's no phone inside. It's just the booth. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I
It's
do.
like a really nice, it's not red, but it looks like the British, the cute little British ones.
Yeah, the box in front of the bank.
Yeah. But there's no phone inside. It's just the box, right?
I didn't know that.
Check it when you go down. Like, there's no phone in there. It's just the booth.
気づかんかった。
I don't know why. I don't know why.
すぐ近くに確かに公衆電話のボックスあったんだけど、ボックスしかなかったんだねあれ。
確かに。
気づかんかった。
I think.
ちょっと言われてみれば。でそういうのをなんかに使えばいいのにね。
I think they just have it like for decoration, maybe.
Decoration.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I have seen some other country use the phone booths, like empty phone booths, for selling books or doing some small mini like a business.
That would be cute. Yeah, that would be very cute.
多分その日本でもちょっとどこか東京とかがねやってたような気がします。
That would be darling.
そこだけが自分のビジネスプロパティっていうことになって、好きな例えばコーヒーそこでね作ってもいいしみたいな。
Yeah, cute. That'd be very cute.
ね。
Yeah, especially in a big city like Tokyo or Osaka, where there's not a lot of space.
Yeah.
Well, you think, but actually Tokyo has a lot more space than we have here.
でも岡山はねvery very old fashion でちょっとねそういうところがあるから。
Yeah, it's rural, so you think there'd be a lot of space, but actually there's not. Like the sidewalks are quite small here. The streets are quite narrow. But Tokyo, you think, oh, it's crowded. And some places are, but like the streets are huge. The sidewalks are huge. You know.
ちょっとね。
Yeah, interesting.
ちょっとコンベンショナル。伝統的な生き生活ですこの。
Yeah.
そっかまあちょっとスーパーマンがいないということで。
できなくなる。飛べなくなる。変身できなくなる。He can't change into Superman anymore. Yeah, I don't know what he would do. So we do sometimes get new listeners. Most people have kind of been with us maybe from the beginning and you kind of know what we do. But just in case we have new listeners, Tomoya, can you tell our new listeners about us and what we do?
Okay. じゃあスタートから30分経った時に、紹介させてもらいますと、CrossTalk FM では普段の生活で感じた日本と海外文化の違いをアンデラとトモヤが、英語と日本語で話すバイリンガルなポッドキャストです。また最近では YouTube でもCrossTalk英会話/English まだつけてないんですけど、というチャンネル名で英会話に関するビデオも公開しているので気になる方はチェックしてみてください。
Great. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So as Tomoya just mentioned, we also have a YouTube channel in addition to this podcast. And we don't have a ton of videos up yet. We have, how many videos do we have up? Do you know?
About
more than 10. 15?
More than 10 for sure.
15 or so? 16?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, it's about 15.
Around in there. So we're still in the process of getting our channel like full of videos and, uploading things. But we got a really, really nice comment the other day from one of our new viewers, I believe. And I don't know this person. It's not a friend of mine, I think. Might be a friend of yours. But I would like to just say hi and thank you to this person, give a shout out to this person. Their username is Kosak, Kosak. And they wrote a lovely comment in Japanese. So I'll have Tomiya read the comment if that's okay.
Okay.
So here's what Kosak wrote to us.
ちょっと待ってください。コサックさんが言ったのは、さまざまな英会話ポッドキャストを拝聴していますが、お二人のチャンネルが抜群に聞きやすいです。これからも頑張ってください。
Thank you. That's such a nice comment. That's really, really lovely. I was very happy. Very, very happy. Thank you very much. Okay, that's all for this episode, guys. But if you like our podcast, be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or Anchor, and you can message us directly on Anchor. If you're watching the video podcast, again, you can find us on YouTube at CrossTalk英会話.
Catch our next episode.
Thanks and bye.
Bye.